The greatest men in the world were fueled by their sexual energy. Take Napoleon Hill, for example. Napoleon Hill said, "The major reason why the majority of men who succeed do not begin to do so before the age of 40 to 50 is their tendency to dissipate their energies through overindulgence in physical expression of the emotion of sex." Now, although this sounds a little bit confusing, let me break this quote down for you. In modern terms, what Napoleon Hill was saying, and he's very smart for this quote, is he's telling you guys that if you waste your sexual energy, right, in your 20s and your 30s, and that's what most men do, it's very hard to find success. It's very hard to be focused because it takes a lot of your focus away. And so why he's saying most men at the age of 40 and 50, that's when they start to become successful because, yeah, their testosterone at that age is lower. They're less focused on sex and, they're past their 20s, they're past their 30s, so that's when they get successful. But think of the power that this has. Imagine in your 20s and your teens, you can utilize this power, even though you're young, even though you feel a lot of testosterone flowing through your veins and you feel so much of this sexual energy. You want to use it, but no, you use it to your advantage instead of wasting it. Now let's break down the power of your sexual energy. First of all, you have to understand that we as humans, we're pretty simple creatures, right? We're basically motivated by two things. One is our desire to procreate, and two is our desire to survive. And this reproduction force that I told you about is our sex energy, our sexual energy. This is literally an energy that you can create life with. People call it the life force because when you think about it, you can literally create life with that energy. So what I'm gonna lead into next is instead of getting rid of the sexual energy by PMO, right, masturbating, watching porn, doing all the bad habits, instead the goal is to use it to your advantage. Men are not understanding that we only have a finite, limited amount of this energy, right? And men are wasting on the wrong things. They're wasting on masturbation, they're wasting on porn, on pixels on a screen, telling your brain that, yeah, you've reproduced, you've fulfilled one of your human desires and motivational forces to be on earth for. But sadly, you have to understand that you're focusing on the wrong things. You can use this energy to your advantage. And so what typically happens, right? A person decides to quit porn, to quit just masturbating every day to pixels and just wasting their life force. A person decides to do that. Great idea, right? Great choice. And then they start noticing this new influx of energy, right? Because you're not wasting the energy anymore, so you have a lot more of it. And this is where transmutation comes, sexual transmutation. You're using the extra energy that you've created using NoFap, going on this journey, and you're turning it into something. You're using it to create. You're using it to better attack the world, right? It gives you almost like more armor. So you're no longer gonna just masturbate and waste your energy and just feel that guilt, that negative feeling. Instead, you're gonna turn into positive and not masturbate, not watch porn, and feel so much of that positive energy and put it into your work, into your passions, into your goals. And that's what I want to dive into next. So how do you actually transmutate your sexual energy? Here's the thing, a lot of people tell you to transmutate your sexual energy and then they just leave you off, right? So for example, if I were to end this video right here, it's what most people do. They give you this topic and they're like, yeah, go ahead and transmutate, and you're like, what do I do? So I'm here to help you out and give you exactly the practical steps. What do I actually need to do? So number one, bro, is don't resist that energy, that feeling, that sexual energy, right, that you feel now that you're on NoFap. You're feeling this influx of energy, and instead of resisting it, what I want you to do is feel the presence of that energy. Most people just resist it and then it causes more issues. But if you're present with it, if you're aware of that energy, that's the first step. Most people aren't even aware of this thing called your sexual energy. They don't even know what it means. Awareness is step number one, and I want you to be aware and present. As humans, whenever we feel anxious, whenever we feel mad, the best thing to do is we breathe. We breathe with the emotion, and that what it does is it spreads that emotion throughout our body. It dissipates that emotion. It makes it more easy to manage. The same thing applies to your sexual energy, and the practice that I want you to do, this is something that I've learned from self-developed, and also the way of the superior man, is you want to breathe into it, but also this practice of breathing it up through the spine. So I know this sounds a little bit weird, but just follow along. So I want you, the first thing, you feel that energy influx, right? You feel horny, if you want to call it. You want to squeeze your pelvic floor muscles, right? Basically, when you stop peeing, you squeeze those muscles, and then you imagine almost this image of you moving that energy right from down there up your spine until it goes up to your head, and then down the front of your body until it goes to your fingers, right? Your hands. Why your hands? Because with your hands you do things, right? You work out, maybe it's very practical, right? So this is almost like an imagery that I use and I apply to almost feel that energy, not let it dissipate and stay in one spot, but move it throughout my body and then practically into my hands, so I can do things, so I can actually use the energy and transmutate it and actually apply it. So that leads me to step number 3, right? A lot of people, they feel this energy and they don't use it, right? So you can use it to your advantage. It's almost like an extra momentum, right? This energy is an extra momentum, this feeling of horniness, if you want to call it, extra momentum to push you towards your goals, to your passions. So now is the time to use it. What could you do with this energy, right? You can go for a run, you can go work out, you can work on your business, right? This is a perfect time to use that energy, that push, that momentum to work harder on your business. Maybe for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, see how you can use that energy to move you forward and propel you forward. So this is a conscious practice. I want you to flow with that energy, use it consciously, and don't just sit there and waste, that energy, right? Or just jerk off or something and waste it in the bathroom. That is sexual transmutation. You're using it now and applying it practically. It's not just doing this weird thing and breathing. You're breathing, you're dissipating the energy, and now you're using it. And using is the most important part. So you can think, how do you want to apply it? And many people have different things. It could be a sport, it could be learning, it could be playing the piano, it could be learning a language, learning about self-improvement, reading books, whatever you want to do. So I personally use it for my work, right? Whenever I feel this influx of energy, I would do this practice that I told you, breathe into that energy, allow it to flow through my spine and down to my hands, and then I actually apply it and I use it, and I go work, or I go work out, or I go for a walk even, or even I record videos, right? Sometimes I get this influx of energy and I'm like, yeah, I want to actually use this. I don't want to just waste it. And that is really the biggest kind of lesson I want you to understand here. Use this energy, use it to build, to grow. That's why we're here on earth. We're here to grow, to take action. We're not here to waste our life force, our semen into, the bathroom, right? We can use it to our advantage. Like all these people like Napoleon Hill use it to their advantage. And you want to know the interesting part? The interesting part is that over time, your brain will actually form a subconscious link. So what that means is over time, whenever you have an urge, right, to fap, or you feel horny, right, you feel the sexual influx energy, instead of just going and going to the bathroom and just doing it, right, or watching porn or doing whatever bad habit that you do, instead of doing that, your brain will form a link and you'll immediately have this sense of urgency to actually use that energy, right? You're almost creating a habit. Whenever you have a sexual urge, whenever you feel this extra elevated energy, sexual energy, you immediately go use it. You go work out, you go whatever it is, you go work on your business, you apply it, you don't waste it, you use it to your advantage, and over time the habit actually forms. So you ask, okay, how do I actually fix my NoFap urges in the long run? This is one of the best things. Obviously it takes time, but in the long run, you use that energy, you apply it, just like step number 3, and you form the habit, and then in the future you get this urge and you just learn to use it. You're not scared of it. A lot of people are so scared of their NoFap urges, and I feel horny, I don't know what to do. Guys, help me out, I don't know what to do. Lots of people are in that position, but you learn over time to just be grounded, just be still with it. It's not gonna hurt you, but actually you can look at it in the positive side, just like I told you, and you can transmutate that energy and it could benefit your life tremendously. So brother, I hope this video helped. If you want, I have a new resource. It's free. It's down below. It's 4 tips to help you overcome your NoFap urges. I go in detail on these topics. So if you're interested, click down below. You'll just put your email. It's free and hopefully it can help you out if you're struggling. All right, bro. I'll see you next time. Peace.